everybody. I'm Sarah Paz, Chief Marketing Officer of Embed. We launched Women Embed on International Women's Day this year because we simply wanted to shine a light on the pioneering women in our industry. Embed has a chief executive team made up of 50% women with Renee Welsh as our CEO. We're a technology company. And so everybody is aware and everybody knows of the gender disparity, especially at the executive level in high tech, and especially with 17% of Fortune 500 companies having a female, only 17%. So as International Women's Day was approaching, we saw that, hey, we have a 50% gender parity on our chief executive team and our CEOs are female. So why don't we just kind of have a campaign in which we celebrate all the pioneers in our industry? And I was really impressed that, so many people participated, again, just in celebrating these pioneers and shining a light on the pioneers, especially within amusement and the family entertainment industries. We had authors as well. We had people also outside of the industry. I was really excited that we were able to feature the chairman of IAPA as well, who is a female. And so since then, we ran some videos. We had, as I said, a campaign that we ran at the same time. And then we were at Amusement Expo, and we ran into Alicia LeVay of Vending Times, who did an interview with us, and also Vicky of Nickels and Dimes, who's an Embed customer. And she did an interview as well. And we said, hey, you know what, we're going to start this video series. And we opened up a channel on our YouTube. And today's guest is the unstoppable Christine Buhr. How are you, Christine?
I am great. Thanks for having me today. I'm super excited about this opportunity. It's awesome.
The pleasure's all ours. Thank you very much. And just a little bit of background for anyone who is unaware, Christine is the founder, the owner, and the CEO of Shakers Fun Center based in Calgary. And also you were one of the founders of the FEC International Community. It's a Slack channel that came together when this pandemic happened. But first and foremost, what I'd like to do with Christine is talk to you, Christine, about your story. Tell us.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's so funny. You get asked this throughout your life, and I always think, oh, it's so boring, my story. But you know what I've learned over the years is that everybody is so unique and different and had a different path to getting to where they got. And it's just fascinating to hear that. Yeah. So I guess my story started, when I was born. Honestly, my family is so entrepreneurial. My dad was a car salesman, and he had his own Ford dealership. And my mother was very into cosmetics, so she would go around to people's houses and do makeovers on them, and really work with the women to get their eyebrows right and all that fun stuff. And so I really kind of saw that growing up, that it was really cool to be an entrepreneur. It gave you the opportunity to really define what you wanted to do in life and what kind of impact you wanted to have. Okay. And so I grew up in that environment. We went through multiple different businesses. A very pivotal point in my life, I was about 15, and we started operating The Body Shop, which is a hair and skincare company. And a lot of my values got framed around that experience. So they're very, very much environmentally friendly, don't test on animals, give back to your community, and a real big involvement in volunteerism and what can we be doing to be making people's lives better. And for me, at that tender age of 15, I was so influential that really impacted who I am as a person today.
Yeah. If we could pause there for a moment, I think the founder of The Body Shop was Dame Roddick, if I'm not mistaken.
It was Anita Roddick. Yeah.
That's what I heard her speak one time, and I have to tell you that I was blown away, not only by the fact that she was the founder of this company that we all respect and admire, but just the fact that she created these values within that company that they were just uncompromising. They were very much about, it was beyond commerce and commercial intent. And it was about, who do we want to be? What's the soul of our brand? And the one campaign, as you know, I'm a marketer, the one campaign that really just blew me away was that in the UK, they ran, I think the Parliament had voted on the budget around education. And they said, hey, we can't afford education or the educational system. And what she did with the Body Shop trucks that she had, across the land, across the country. She ran a campaign that said, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. And I remember that was one of these, when the lights go on,
Yeah.
I just remember thinking that is amazing. But anyway, so carry on.
Yeah, I mean, and you're right, so impactful. All those messages. It's funny because they used to make us wear shirts, and we would be broadcasting our message through the stores that we were working in, and we took a bunch of those after the body shops eventually went away from being franchised back to being corporate, but we took a bunch of them and made these beautiful blankets with all the different messages. And I was just looking at it the other day, thinking, it's interesting. It's interesting where we're at right now in this world. And as we think about the coronavirus, even, I'm like, what's the world trying to tell us? It's kind of crying right now, isn't it? And it's saying, you forgot about me, and what do we need to be doing? Anyway, getting away from that and back, we ran the body shops for a long time. And again, I really learned so much in that business. And from that, my stepfather, he created a software company because he noticed that there was a gap in the market for small, medium-sized businesses to be able to forecast inventory and have point-of-sale systems. Yes. So I joined that company and I ran the support department for them. So I traveled all over North America and I installed inventory management systems, point-of-sales, back offices, and I helped people strategize in their business how to run them more effectively and ultimately change the culture and what they were doing in their business. And I just loved it. It was my favorite job. And then that went on for a few years, and we ended up selling it to IBM, which was great. And then we kind of were looking around thinking, what do we need to do? What else could we be doing in this world? And I had just had a daughter at the time. She was a little baby, and we lived in Calgary, and we looked around and we're like, there is nothing for families here. And at the time we really had nothing to do. And so we kind of got cued into this entertainment industry. And I got really curious about, what is this all about? What's going on here? And there was a trade show in Las Vegas at the time, and I'd never been to Las Vegas. And I thought, well, I guess I need to experience this. And I went down there, and that's really when I fell in love with the industry. I mean, the attractions, so much fun. The people in this industry are unbelievable and amazing, so supportive, just genuine salts of the earth kind of people. So it just kind of took off from there.
That's amazing.
I mean, I have lifelong friends. I have friends in this industry I will never not be friends with because they're such beautiful souls, really, truly.